Welcome to this demonstration of the TypeRoof project. In this lesson, I'm going to focus on an overview over the apps we are shipping with the TypeRoof project. For that purpose, I navigated to the website fontbureau.github.io/typeroof/docs, which is the landing page for the project documentation and which will be filled with more content by the time you arrive there. On the left side in the sidebar, we can see two links pointing to the two applications we ship. One is TypeRoof Legacy, the older version of TypeRoof, but which still contains a lot of useful functionality for proofing type. And after that, we're going to look at TypeRoof Shell, which is the newer version with a much updated software architecture and some new features. So I'm first going to open the TypeRoof Legacy app in a new tab and switch to the tab, and we can see that the video proof array is already loaded. So when I look at the sidebar at the top left corner, I can see at the top there's a family chooser, a typeface chooser for families that are shipped with the application. But there's also an option to add your own font by either clicking this link or by dropping a font from the file manager into the app. Most importantly, and both apps have this as well, is the layout chooser. The Legacy app has a grouping of layouts into type tools. That is the variable type tools is one tool that was absorbed into TypeRoof. The other tool that was pre-existing that was absorbed is video proof, and TypeRoof Legacy unites both of the tools in one app. Because video proof is the default and the array is already selected, I'm going to start with that. Video proof is designed for hands-free proofing of variable fonts, and the idea is that an animation through the design space is played like a video, and you can use your eyes to watch and don't have to use sliders to control the axis changing. I'm going to pause, can play this while I'm talking. On the left side, we see a keyframes section with a lot of links, and we can also see that the animation position is highlighted in red, just where my mouse pointer is. This path through a design space is called a wrap, and optical size, width, and weight is our default wrap in this application. But there's also a way to play other axes at the position where in the design space where the main wrap is. For example, I can play the uppercase height in this case, and then we can see that that axis is being animated from default to max to from min to default to max in this case. There is an important selector. This is the glyphs dropdown, which by default shows all the glyphs, and if there's no reasonable space available, we revert to scrolling, but the default is that the glyphs of a group fit to screen. No, lowercase is in this example not that interesting. Uppercase is better. There's a show extended selector, which helps us to look at glyphs that are related to the main glyphs of the selected group. We have different languages, can change foreground and background, things like that. The next layout, which was also included in video proof, is the type your own layout, which is simply a custom text field where you can have your own line of text proved. And contextual is a bit more complicated again. This is helping to judge spacing, and it comes with a selection of padding options. Some of these options work with the glyph groups, and other options don't. Like auto do, kern upper is just doing all uppercase characters, for example. I'm going to move over to the Type Tools ramp. Yep. This is a tool where no animation is happening, but it's designed to look at typographical, hierarchical categories like headings and text. So you can set up your ramp for your document and look at how it plays together in the app. Then there's the waterfall, which is kind of a classic view. It has also no animation, but it has change over the vertical axis in size, and by default it applies the optical size in PT to each line. You can turn this off and see how font changes without optical sizes. And you can also use sliders to manipulate the axis of this font. If you click into one of these, you can also change the content of the waterfall. Next example is the grid. It's very similar to the waterfall, but it has 2 dimensions and they can be customly defined. So the X dimension can be optical size, but it can also be width, for example. The default is not the hello text default, is I think the H character. You can also change foreground, background, change the alignment. You can use slant axis in this example. You can interchange the dimensions. Use weight in this case again, and also apply the axes that are not displayed via the dimensions in a slider-based grid. That's it for the legacy version. I'm going to close this and open the TypeRoof shell in a new tab. The TypeRoof shell also starts with a video proof array, in this case the version 2, but it has some other layouts. It's not that structured like the legacy version, and some of the legacy layouts still need to be ported to the new version. And some of the layouts in here are not really for actual use, but they are more documenting the development process of the app. So I'm going to show the not so important layouts first. This one is basically just an axis choosing device where you can set the axis of the sample text. You can't change in this example the sample text. Then there's a first attempt to make key moment based animation. This also has no way to change the sample text, but you can create key moments like this. And for example, set the weight. That was the first key moment, and then set the weight in the second key moment. Then you can use the time control, and you see that the sample text animates right here. You can make it bigger. Oh, you use the play button. We will see more time control circles in a few moments. There's the example pen track, which was explorative to find out if we want to use a WebASM, WebAssembly based animation engine. It's playing animations, but we did not pursue this further so far. Video-proof array, not going to talk about this. It's kind of a step in between the legacy video-proof array and the video-proof array v2, which I'm going to look at right now. This has the animation controls that we just saw. You can play them, you can make it a loop, or make it end at the end of the circle. Now it's a loop, so it's going to play indefinitely. There's also a glyphs choosing window, which is very similar to the one that we have seen already. You can also set extended characters. The wrap it takes is now created by an editor. The default wrap is the same that we have in the legacy app. You can, for example, drag and drop and change the order of access that is traversed, and there are more things you can do with this. It's very similar but to the legacy version, but a way to edit the wrap that is actually used. There are new options, like we can set the cell boxes of the glyphs to true, so we can see the actual glyph extent. But most importantly, probably, is a feature to be able to control different versions of fonts or different fonts. So for that purpose, we can add a new layer. Then the layers get semi-transparent and colored. And I'm going to choose another version of Roboto Flex, the AVA 2 version of Roboto Flex, and screwed with the play button. But now we can compare the Roboto AVA 2 version with the default family, which is Roboto Flex. In this case, you can see the Q, for example, differences in some locations, and for the ampersand had some noticeable changes. It depends on the position in the design space. There's another interesting new layout, which is also going to be one of the focuses of the other lessons of the documentation, is the stage and actors layout, which is basically a general animation editor. But I'm not going to show details of this. There's a concept of the stage. You can drop actors into the stage like this, and then you can add text to the actor. Like, hello. This is already a key moment. Most of the properties are key moments. You can set the font size to make it bigger. So now we see it here bigger. And I can also animate weight, for example. I set it explicitly in here. Make it very light. Add another key moment. The most properties are inherited, but I want to animate the weight. So I change it to heavy here. And now we have the time control, and you can see that it animates. You can make also make a loop here. You can change the time, like 3 seconds, things like that. So that's it for the rough overview of the TypeRoof applications and the TypeRoof layouts that come with the applications. goodbye, and see you soon.